I don't even know what to start the intro. Incomprehensible. We're talking about God's attributes today, and I picked the worst one because I really don't understand God's incomprehensibleness. I really don't even understand basic geometry or algebra at times. Recently, I was looking at my friend who's a teacher, his ninth grade students' algebra tests, and the students that were having a hard time, I didn't even know any of the problems. So when I think about God's incomprehensibleness, I think, is that similar to geometry or algebra, something that I can wrap my mind around eventually? Well, Romans 11:34 says this: who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counselor? So when I think about God and the word incomprehensible, it reminds me of a story. I was in college at the time, and my dad was going through a pretty rough phase, which really affected our whole family. He had lost his job because of the economic times. It was around 2008, 2009. And because he lost his job, he was out riding his bike. He loves to ride his bicycle. He's a self-proclaimed racer of sorts. And while he was riding his bike on his day off, because he was not working, because he had gotten fired, he got hit by a car, which is just mind-blowing. It was a hit and run, and the car left him on the road. He was in the middle of the street, and he was sent to the hospital. So he had gotten fired, he had gotten hit by a car, and so my family was kind of freaking out. They said we need to up our life insurance. And with that life insurance, my dad got checked out, and they found some cancer. So within 1 month, my dad had gotten fired, my dad had gotten hit by a car, and my dad had gotten a cancer diagnosis. Pretty rough news, right? Yes, but had my dad not gotten fired, he wouldn't be out riding his bike. Had my dad not been out riding his bike, he wouldn't have gotten hit by a car. Had my dad not got hit by a car, my mom wouldn't have freaked out and asked for more life insurance. And if he hadn't been going in for a physical, we wouldn't have found the cancer. So this is my way of kind of putting together this idea of God and being incomprehensible. This idea that if I knew each one of these events was going to happen, would I be so okay with this happening? If I knew this, would I be comfortable with the pain we are about to go through, the financial struggles, the emotional struggles, the physical struggles? Would I be okay with this? God gave me a glimpse into his plan, and that's rare. That's not always the case. I feel blessed that I got to see kind of a little bit of the why behind all these hardships. So really, what's the so what behind God's incomprehensible attribute? Well, to be honest, I have a hard time understanding this, but the one thing that I can put together is the idea that what if it was the opposite way? What if we could comprehend God? We understood why he did things and we knew who he was in his ultimateness. Is that the God that you really want to worship? Is that the God that you want to follow? A God who you can wrap your mind around? I feel much more comfortable knowing that there's a God that is so great, so unsearchable, and so unknowable that we can look up in the stars and see these heavens and know that this God is so far beyond our understanding, and yet that God enters into our lives. So even though we'll never fully comprehend God, we can kind of take refuge in the fact that even though we can't, we know that this God is big and that he loves us so deeply.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. We here at Crossing Students hope that these videos serve you well in growing in your understanding that Jesus is more. We're going to be putting out new videos each and every week with a bunch of new content. So if you have any questions about a video or have any ideas for a new video, please put those in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks guys.